Konnichiwa. Boku wa Cameron desu. Thanks, Miss Bristow. Year 7 Japanese just paid for itself. As you can see, today I'm doing Japanese food. I've got 3 great dishes, starting off with some nori rolls. So come join me in the kitchen. So lid goes on, and voila, beautiful beef burger fit for a king. So come and join me in the kitchen. Normally when I go out for Japanese, I like to start things off with a couple of sushi rolls. I thought with today's theme being Japanese, I wouldn't shake things up too much, and I'd start off with them in here. I'm also going for a vegetarian option today because we've had so many requests on Facebook and through the email for vegetarian food, especially from you, Ned. And so I thought this would be a good chance to come good on those requests. To make it, we're going to need 1 cup of sushi rice, a few slivers of pickled ginger, a little bit of white miso paste, 1 avocado, 1 cucumber and 1 carrot. We're also going to need some nori sheets and some rice wine vinegar. But all of this stuff is all available at your supermarket, just in the little Asian section. When it comes to your rice, it's really important that you do buy sushi rice. And once again, it's available everywhere at all the supermarkets. It's really high in starch sushi rice, and that's what helps hold them all together. If you go and use other rices like a Boreo or jasmine or something, then your sushi rolls are all just going to fall apart when you cut them. But these really manage to stick together nicely. And it's not that expensive either. To cook it, you're going to need 1.5 cups of cold water. In it goes. And then your rice. Now you just pop this up on high until it comes to the boil. Make sure you give it a bit of a shimmy just so it doesn't catch on the bottom. What I like to do also is put a little bit of miso paste in with the rice. It sort of seasons it somewhat, but it gives it a fantastic flavour as well. But when you're not putting fish or chicken or anything else into the sushi rolls, this helps give it plenty of flavour. And now we just wait for this one to come up to the boil. So while your rice is cooking, that'll give you a chance to work on your fillings. As I mentioned earlier, we're just going with vegetarian options today, but a nice easy one can be tinned tuna. That's nice and easy. But this is your chance at home to be really creative. Have a look through the deli or your own cupboards and see what you can come up with, because the more interesting the better. I like to put nice crispy things inside because apart from these ones giving it a beautiful colour, it gives it a beautiful texture, because your rice is quite gluggy, so to have something crisp on the inside makes it nice. So when you're cutting up your veg, just keep in mind what it's going to look like at the end. So you don't have to be too neat, but try and keep them all about the same size. And the more uniform that they look, then the better the final product's going to look. So make sure you just take a little bit of time now. And finally, our avocado. You've always got to have some sort of feature piece in your sushi. And because we're doing vegetarian today, my feature is avocado. But my favourite ones when I go out are always either like the raw tuna, the raw salmon, or even sometimes go for the tempura prawn ones and stuff as well. I really love going out for Japanese because it's one of the few places you can order everything you like on the menu and still walk out feeling $1 million. It's very low in sort of saturated fats and oils and things, so very healthy. So now that we have our fillings, we can start to make our nori rolls. You don't have to be this neat and tidy at home, but anyone that knows me knows that's just the way I am. Isn't that right, Mum? So grab your seaweed, let's turn these into nori rolls. It's got a bit of a pungent odour when you open it up, but that'll loosen off a bit as they get some fresh air into them. So nori roll goes down. I've let my rice just cool down a bit now, just cool enough so you can handle it, but you don't want it to be cold because when it's cold, it's already set. So grab a little bit off and just spread it on your sheet. So just a nice thin layer, making sure there's no big gaps or anything. and take it about 2/3 of the way. This takes a little bit of practice to know exactly how much rice to put on, but hopefully you don't have too harsh a critics at home if there's a little bit of overlap. So 2 go in. And you don't have to be too precious here either, but making sure each bite's going to get a little bit of everything. With your avocado, just make it into a triangle on top, because then when we roll it, it's going to mean all your ingredients are in the middle, they're not going to be in a line. So finally, because I forgot to do it before, a little bit of vinegar on. You should normally mix this through your rice, but if you forget like I did, it's alright just to put it on at the end. So, bit of water up the top. And we're getting ready to roll. So it's really important when you do this to make sure you do it nice and tightly. Hold all your ingredients in and then bring it over. I've made a big fat one today because I'm a little bit out of touch with my sushi rolls, but the next one will be a touch thinner, I think. So, bit of water on there, bring it around, and that's all done. Easy as you like. So your best bet with these to make sure they're set is to put them in the fridge for an hour. But I like to live on the edge, so I'm just going to get straight in there. So through I go, and they look absolutely magnificent. But we can't just serve them in our hands. Need to throw them on a plate. Bit of pickled ginger. And Bob's your uncle. These are absolutely fantastic if you've got friends coming over, because you can put whatever you like in them. There's no rules to break. But the directors put in their order for their favourite dish next, oyakadon, so I'm going to give it a crack. I'll see you after the break. So just make sure you keep up your tempo. So next, just some sliced mushroom in there.